All right, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good weekend. Barcelona played Rayo Vallecano for the very first game in La Liga. Just a really quick little review, guys. It wasn't perfect. It really wasn't. If you would have listened to the ABC announcers, you would have thought this is the worst game of all time. I do believe some of these English announcers just don't fully understand La Liga. But anyway, I digress. So Barcelona tied 0-0. Rayo's a pretty decent team. I know we're supposed to smash them, but they finished La Liga 12th last year. That's really strong. That's actually a pretty good finish for this squad. Barcelona started Dembele, Lewandowski, Rafinha up top. Rafinha had quite a bit of opportunities. While the whole world's going to say Barcelona's done, they've done all these signings, and how dare they, set up a goose egg, let's really be honest about this, okay? It's a process. This is a new team. You've got so many new players playing together, so many players trying to play, so many disappointed people on the bench trying to either be shipped off to another team or crack the starting position for Barcelona. So let's just understand that there's a lot of pressure on these players. And they were able to get 21 shots. Barcelona had 67 possession of the game, 21 shots, 6 on target, compared to Rayo's 4 shots, 2 on target. Now, while they did almost score, and I will give them their credit, it wasn't that bad, guys. It's a 0-0 draw. They get 1 point out of a possible 3. It's the beginning of the season, and it's all going to work out. With that being said, the first half, before we made any subs, with Pedri, Busquets, Gavi in the middle, starting out Jordi Alba at left fullback, Garcia and Christensen as center backs, and Araujo as the right fullback. It was obvious that the outside fullbacks were unable to work through the middle. Gavi and Pedri were having an extremely hard time. Rayo had a great game plan, pressing them, stopping them from moving the ball, transitioning it to the offense. It was clear. You go back and watch it. They had a great game plan. They closed down space fast. They didn't give them any room. They crunched the lines very, very tight. They didn't have a lot of room to operate. To the point where after halftime, Pedri and Gavi both got replaced. Right? So they did a really good job of stopping the middle, right? Rafinha had quite a few shots, just wasn't able to connect on them. Lewandowski was sucking back as a false 9, but unable to fully get the ball pressed up because the middle was not there. The middle was not having success. It just wasn't. It was broken, right? And then you got the outside fullbacks unable to overlap because those opportunities weren't there either. When's the last time you've seen Barcelona unable to overlap runs on the outside? It almost never happens. I also think there might be one too many players out here to throw in for the same time. Now, it was clear that Xavi wants to play out of the back, right? It was very clear while the announcers are complaining about how slow the game was and how to the back, you should just send one over the top, as they always say. Christensen, the new center back, I don't know that he should be the starting center back, to be completely honest. He looked very uncomfortable playing out of the back. He looked very uncomfortable, to the point where I was nervous every time he got the ball. He seemed to wear his nerves, right? Araujo was playing right fullback. He's not a natural right fullback, right? That's why it's so hard for him to think about overlapping runs. Alba didn't even get very many opportunities up the left. Christensen, he didn't look comfortable, right? He just didn't. So as the game goes on, it's 0-0 at halftime. Listen to these subs. So subs originally came in. We had Ansu Fati came in for Rafinha. Rafinha was having a hard time scoring. Christensen was replaced by De Jong. But with that being said, De Jong actually went into the middle. And they pulled out a center mid. So he was actually playing. And that really worked. Then, ultimately, Pedri was replaced by Kessie. Not a bad idea. So all of a sudden, we started getting these things working. Aubameyang came in for Jordi Alba. Barcelona went to a 3 center back formation, pushing it. So I like to see that Xavi was still, even though it was 0-0, he wasn't trying to, just get the tie. He wanted to still win even at the end of the game. The announcers, everything that was not a card should have been a card. Everything that was a card should have been a card. I mean, it was a nightmare. Then Busquets gets a second yellow in the second half of the night, basically extra time. In the 93rd minute, he's got a red card. Gonna have to come up with another solution. I'm guessing we put De Jong back as a 6. Try the Pedri and Gavi. They are young. We do have young players on this team, and they are gonna need to have opportunities to evaluate. La Liga is a completely different system, and there's a lot on shoulders. So I don't want to get too much into the strategy of this game. I do feel like we were unable to move. The lines were smashed on us and we weren't able to break free from it. There was no development from the defense through the middle. And then when Rafinha, Dembele, Ansu Fati, whoever's on the outside got the ball, they were forced to sprint their way up because there was no movement to help them find space and get there easily. They had to use their speed to beat them one-on-one, which is not how Barcelona's going to be able to win. We can have a few shots that way, a few goals, good opportunities, but it's not the core of who this team is trying to be, so it won't work. I did think that Dembele had a good game. He was out there hitting hard. I like to see his aggressiveness. He looks like he's trying to fight for that starting position, which completely respect. But with all that being said, they did pretty good. We do need to work on what to expect in La Liga. This is not the preseason. This is not Pumas. This is not that. This is full squads and a team in Rayo that wanted to win. So while the whole world says Barcelona's falling off a cliff, let's be clear here. They played a good team. They had enough chances. They were unable to finish them. And Rayo had a good game plan that we need to strategize about and not allow someone to shut down our space so that we can't spread people out. I think the ideas were there. It's the first game of the season, guys. It's so good to see this squad on the field. This is a solid team and will continue to grow. I have the utmost faith that this team is going to be sick this year. Everybody have a good weekend. Talk to you soon.